there's a reason the light makes you uneasy. It shows too much, leaves you feeling exposed. Deep down, you already sense the real truth. It was never the darkness you feared. You feared how natural it feels, how much it fits. So, welcome. You've stumbled into the place your mind tried to keep hidden. A world woven from dark psychology, shadowy philosophy, raw human nature, and the forbidden truths you were taught to ignore. Keep listening, because if you do, there's a part of you that's been waiting in the dark, and it's about to wake up. Why humans crave both control and chaos. People like to think they're searching for peace, but what your mind really wants is balance, a constant push and pull between control and chaos. Control gives you a sense of order. Chaos gives you a sense of who you are. Without that mix, things just don't feel right. Ever wonder why calm makes you restless? Why do you end up ruining peaceful moments, even when you say that's what you want? Or why silence sometimes feels more overwhelming than an argument? It's because chaos is what taught you how to survive. Your nervous system got used to instability long before it ever understood what safety was. The patterns from your childhood are still running the show, no matter how much you grow up. You're not really hooked on control. You're hooked on the dance between order and destruction. And that dance? That's the real blueprint of human nature. Why people fall for manipulators. Manipulators don't come at you with force. They watch and learn. They pick up on your smallest reactions, your hidden insecurities, the needs you try to hide. Then, with uncanny accuracy, they reflect back exactly what you want to see. The truth is, you don't fall for the manipulator. You fall for the version of yourself they show you. A version that feels seen and understood. That's the core of dark psychology. Your mind responds to emotional manipulation long before logic ever gets a say. A manipulator doesn't have to steal your freedom. You give it away, because the feeling of being understood is more powerful than any rational argument. That's the harsh truth most people never want to admit. Dark philosophy. Humans don't want freedom, they want direction. Here's a truth that's hard to face, but runs deeper than you think. Most people don't actually crave freedom. Real freedom asks a lot from you. It demands you know who you are, take responsibility for your choices, and stay self-aware. But direction? That's easy. It doesn't require any of that. Deep down, you want someone to tell you what to do, what to feel, what to believe. Someone who can quiet all the uncertainty in your mind. Having to choose for yourself can feel overwhelming, but letting someone else lead, that's almost addictive. That's why we follow leaders, even when they lead us astray. That's why toxic partners can pull us in so strongly. That's why emotional control is so effective. It's not really the loss of autonomy we fear. It's the weight of having to steer our own lives. And that's a truth most people never admit. Toxic relationships and emotional addiction. Toxic relationships aren't just random mistakes. They're emotional addictions, carefully built through psychological manipulation. You get hooked on the unpredictable mix. Affection one moment, cold distance the next. A surprise reward here, a sharp punishment there. Your brain starts craving the chaos, clinging to the highs and lows, and the pain becomes a twisted kind of comfort, because it's what you know. You don't stay because you love them. You stay because the suffering is familiar, and there's a strange safety in what's familiar, even when it hurts. The real trap isn't the relationship itself. It's the identity you built around it, the story you started to believe about who you are inside that cycle. That's the harsh truth. You're not just stuck with a person. You're stuck with the version of yourself that the relationship created. Why villains are more relatable than heroes? Let's be honest. Heroes are just the masks you wear for the world. Villains? They're who you really are underneath it all. Villains don't run from their darkness. They own it. They lean into their desires, their ambition, their flaws. They don't pretend to be perfect. In fact, they use their imperfections as power. Heroes hide what's broken inside them. Villains put their scars on display and turn them into weapons. You don't admire villains because they're bad. You admire them because they're free, raw, honest, and completely unapologetic. They say the things you've forced yourself to swallow, the truths you've buried under layers of manners and fear. And deep down, you recognize yourself in them. Shadow self. Carl Jung called it your shadow. Today, some call it your hidden self, the parts of you try to keep out of sight. It's all those things you don't want to admit. Your jealousy, your anger, your secret cravings, even the way you sometimes care too much or want to be wanted without having to earn it. It's the urge to break free from the rules that suffocate you. Most people spend their lives running from this side of themselves. But here's the dark truth. Your shadow isn't here to destroy you. It's here to make you whole. You can't outrun what you refuse to face. You can only push it down for so long before it demands to be heard. Philosophy of pain. Suffering gives identity. If every wound disappeared from your mind, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every fear, you'd barely recognize yourself. Pain didn't just happen to you. It shaped who you are. It gave you your perspective, built your boundaries, and became the framework of your identity. Suffering isn't just something you go through. It's what molds you, piece by piece. That's why you hold on to your pain, because without it, you wouldn't know who you are. And that's a dark truth most people never want to face. Cold truths people avoid about themselves. Here's the dark truth you try not to face. You say you want love, but you keep going back to what feels familiar. You talk about wanting peace, but deep down, you crave the rush of intensity. You dream of freedom, yet you find yourself drawn to control. You say you want to heal, but you guard your pain like it's part of you. You long to be seen, but the idea of someone truly knowing you terrifies you. It's not your demons that really frighten you. It's seeing your true self staring back at you in the mirror. Let me leave you with one truth that will linger long after this ends. Your darkness isn't out to get you. It's the only part of you that's always been honest.